Okay, let's continue with our journey. Let's move on to the next topic, which is the product rule. Okay, and the product rule is as follows. If you want to calculate the derivative of a product of functions, let's say f of x times g of x, the derivative of a product of functions is not equal to the product of its derivatives. Okay, so please uh, take in consideration that d dx f of x times g of x is not equal to the derivative of f of x times the derivative of g of x. This is not true. Okay, that's the reason why I'm going to write here the product rule, and now this is equal to the first term times the derivative of the second, in this case the derivative of g of x, plus the second function times the derivative of the first function. Okay, that in Spanish means that if you want to calculate the derivative of a product of functions, o si quieren calcular la derivada de un producto de funciones, en este caso la derivada de f de x que multiplica a g de x, esto va a ser una cancioncita que nos vamos a tener que aprender. Es igual al primero sin derivar, es este primero sin derivar, que multiplica a la derivada del segundo. Entonces este es el primero sin derivar por la derivada del segundo, más el segundo sin derivar por la derivada del primero. ¿Sí? Then is the first function times the derivative of the second function plus the second function times the derivative of the first function. So this is the product rule. Just memorize it because you're going to use it a lot in your future calculations. Let's work with an example. Let's work with an example, and our example is going to be we have here um, let's see, we have f of t, and f of t equals a square root of t times 1 minus t. Okay, some of you maybe are supposing that this is a single function, but it's not, because this is, remember, the function is the rule that we apply to the independent variable to get another dependent variable that operates with that rule. In that case, in this case, we have square root of t. This is a function. and 1 minus t, this is another function. So we have a product of functions. We have square root of t times 1 minus t. Okay, so if we are going to use the product rule, let's use it. Then f prime of t is going to be equal to the first function times the derivative of the second function, which is 1 minus t, plus the second function 1 minus t times the derivative, I am sorry, this is not x, times the derivative of the second function, which is not the first function. This is square root of t. Okay, um, let's do the calculations. Then the first function is going to be the same. This is only the first function, square root of t. The derivative of 1 minus t, this is a constant value, so we can get this out of the calculation. This is 1 times the derivative of minus t. Derivative of minus t, if you remember, is going to be only minus 1. Okay, when you have a constant value, this is 0, or if you have a 1 and you want to take it out of the derivative, in this case is not going to be a problem, but the derivative for a constant value is 0. In this case, the derivative of minus t is minus 1. Okay, then well, we have this part done. Let's add the second function times the derivative of the square root of t. So this is, if you remember this, uh, this is the derivative of t to the 1/2. Okay, remember this is the we are applying that conversion to get rid of the uh, radical. So this is the derivative of this is going to be times 1/2 of t minus 1/2. This is a power. Okay, so if we're going to operate this and square root of t times minus 1, this is equal to minus square root of t. Okay, doing here the calculations, if we simplify this, this is going to be 1 minus t divided by 2 times the square root of t. Okay, this is because I'm going to take this t to the minus 1/2. If you move this term below the fraction, then you can have this one on the top. This one is this one over here, and this is already 1/2. So if we move the t to the denominator part like this, then you can get rid of this fraction fraction exponent. Okay, so you have 1 minus t divided by 2 times the square root of t. So if we operate this sum, then we need to do some additional work there in order to get this solved. So this is going to be equal to 1 minus 3 times t divided by 2 times the square root of t. Okay, and this is the result of this product of functions that we already derived. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I will be waiting for them, and in one chance I will answer your comments. Please let me know via SMS or WhatsApp or email, or please leave your comment on the video. Thank you.